Would you like to sing that angry song with me?
Madcap Interview. We are here with Angry Phil and Kyle from Madlife. How you guys doing?
How's it going?
Good,
Glad to
good.
be back again.
Yeah, good to see you guys. God, it's been almost a year to the date, I think.
Wow.
June 13th at the Troubadour when we caught you guys. And that was right at the beginning of, I think, towards the tail launch of 21st Century Megalomaniac. And now you guys are in the studio hashing it out to a full album.
Yep. We actually just finished it not too long ago. We've done 4 new songs and 1 cover, and we've actually gone back and kind of redone the songs off Megalomaniac, and kind of made it a little bit beefier and just a little bit heavier. So it's going to be badass when everybody gets a chance to hear it. So yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, the new tracks are
And we had the shortest amount of time to write this record too. Like, we had 2 months to write, record, and mix it all and be done with it. Like 2 months, and we'd never been under that kind of stress. So we were in the studio every single day for 2 months straight. So it was hectic, but we actually wrote some good stuff.
It's really, wow. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Well, you guys said you made the songs heavier, and I'm like, well, that's probably not possible. But then hearing them tonight, they are. Somehow, I don't know what you did different, because it's the same song, but it's
they
just
sound monstrous.
They do.
Yeah.
I think I was just pissed off tonight.
Yeah. I kept carrying around, your ears are popping out, and I'm like,
my in-ears, the first time ever, like, it was just, tonight was just bound and determined to be that night that, okay, you're gonna get screwed tonight, you're the one. So my in-ears were coming out every song, like during the song. So I was playing, and I'd be pushing one in ear and play like this and hold it in and then try to wrap it back around, and it was just done. So I was like, all right, fine.
Where does the production quality on your videos, Just One Gun, Be Tomorrow, I mean, they're phenomenally just excellent. I mean, something you would assume must have cost a couple $1 million. How do you guys get that kind of quality?
a lot of connections we have in the movie industry, and friends just step up. Man, we have a lot of people who really are good friends of the band, and they just, like, yeah, dude, I really love that track. I'd love to be able to help you guys out with that. And that's pretty much how we do it. And then periodically we'll have, like for Just One Gun, it was just a vision that I had with the director. Mm-hmm. And when I approached, he was actually kind of like, oh, we're going to do that. All right. Isaiah was like, I don't want to do that. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. And he was like, that sounds really badass. How are we going to pull that off?
That sounds good.
So, you know, and I think probably the most interesting part was being the dictator.
Yes.
Because I just took it and ran with it. And these guys, because it was just me on the sound stage, and they would periodically peer in. They're like,
You'd be like, no.
I can't believe he's doing that. But it turned out awesome. You know, the girl was phenomenal. Alexis was just so much fun to work with.
Yeah.
She was drunk, but she was great. You know.
I think everybody was drinking on that, so, but it was good. Yeah, she was good. Definitely so.
It was a very long day. We did it all in one day.
12 hours.
That's what I was going to ask. That was in 12 hours?
Yeah, noon to midnight. Yeah. And I mean, the crew that we had was phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Like, everybody knew, we had the game plan well before, but our director, Matt Zane, was just, he's quick and he knows what he wants, and once he's got the shot, it's go to the next, set it up, you know? So you could be shooting something and he'd have other people setting up the next scene. So it was
really cool.
Go from one spot to
Well, even that opening shot of the bullet coming out with your logo on it, I mean, it's just so crisp, and I mean, I would imagine that would have just been a bitch to edit and make it come out.
Well, it was a bitch to edit.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't have to do it.
Matt and I were talking about the whole scene and what we wanted to do, and he was like, I got a great idea. He goes, well, why don't we have the bullet actually coming out of the gun and going towards the girl and hit her in the head? And I was like, great, can we put our logo on that? And he goes, well, I'm like, well, can't we put the spine dragon on there? And he's like, yeah, sure. Calls me up a couple days later, you bastard, look what you've done. But, you know, the end result is just, you know, looks really badass.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
It seems like things really started taking off for you guys around Angry Silence for the Soul. 2009, you're at Mayhem Fest, you're playing with bands like Slayer, Marilyn Manson. You've got the video for Be Tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's that evolution been like from then? And I know you guys have been around since 2000, so I mean, we're talking 15 years, and then, you know, that comes out in '09. What's that evolution been like, and what have you learned, I guess, from the bigger bands you've played with?
Dude, it's just a crapshoot. You know, you just all you can do is put your best foot forward. And if you want to be in this industry, well, there you are.
Well, there he is.
In the middle. Walk in, sit down, shut up.
It's just like last time. It's perfect. You're just not in a car this time.
We just ran everywhere looking for you guys. Hey, Carlos!
Well, you guys have picked up some major sponsorships lately. You've got Schecter, with Jägermeister, Coldcock. Tell me a little bit about some of the sponsorships you guys have.
Well, our favorites, Seymour Duncan. These guys.
Pickups.
Well,
Yeah,
Schecter to see.
yeah, Schecter. They've been phenomenal.
Yeah, we have a level 1 in endorsements of both of them. That means, well, you just call them up and tell them what you want, they give it to you.
Yeah, I've been stingy.
Wow.
Oh, I need stacks.
Yeah, I feel guilty. I'm not gonna lie. Every time we call, they're like, "What can we send you?" I'm like, "Guys, I really don't. No. We need to send you some stuff." I'm like, "But I don't." Carlos is like, "Oh, good. Have shit like another box of pickups." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, I got more pickups at home than guitars. I swear.
Just as they're taking apart, put it together. Oh, look, new.
Yeah, so we have cool different Seymours in pretty much every guitar. Custom wound stuff and everything. It's pretty badass.
And I got hooked up with Mapex Drums in November, and Joe Hibbs from Mapex called me. He's like, "Hey, what do you need?" And so I was like, "I want to have this and this and this," you know. So I got a cool all blacked out kit, just like to my exact specs, like custom made everything. It's great. So
Badass.
it works great.
Oh, wow.
Love it. Yeah.
How hard is it to be endorsed by Jägermeister and Coldcock and stay on the road and
Not be alcoholics.
yeah, exactly. That's pretty much, yeah, that's
Well, I think we're everybody's friends. They're like Madlife is like a lot of people's friends because we don't drink a whole lot, but we'll sit there and like you do, but we'll sit there and go, "Hey, who wants a shot?" And then we just give it away.
We've got like 10 cases of this stuff.
Well,
And
they don't
Yeah.
go away with me. I was like, "Oh, take a shot." Like, I would give everybody a shot. There's no alcohol for anybody. Like, "Oh, give it away, man."
That's a headache right now.
When does the new album, the full studio release of 21st Century, when do you guys expect that to drop?
What we're looking at right now, where Dave, our manager, Dave Shavari's shopping it for us, and everything's been very tight-lipped, so we really can't say.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many different aspects to what we're trying to accomplish.
Soon.
But,
Soon.
yeah, it's going to be soon.
Yeah, but the time clock is kind of up on a lot
Yeah,
of things.
on a lot of things.
We're going to be getting a lot of final decisions here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, next few days we'll be getting a couple of real solid decisions in which direction to go with, you know, especially all the new tracks. You know, so it's just a matter of, we want to make sure we don't put a foot wrong, because
Right.
it's very, very easy to do in this industry.
Absolutely.
You know,
And we've done it before,
Yeah.
so we've learned our lesson.
yeah, and it
We don't want
ends
that.
up, you know, stinging you later. So you got to make sure that the timing is right. You got to make sure that, you know, we back it up with a tour, video, radio promotion, that sort of thing, and just, you know, well, what we've been doing has been, you know, working out really well for us. The live show aspect is, you know, we've just been crushing it.
You have, and the growth, like I'm saying, of the band has been just amazing. I mean, when you guys did Just One Gun Tonight compared to a year ago, the whole audience just knew it. I mean, you had them pumped. Would you like it? They didn't even need to hear the rest of Sing an Angry Song. They were all over it.
Down and upstairs.
Yeah.
Actually, we got the really good compliment tonight was ones that I like the most were the bartenders flagging us over to say,
Yeah.
and then they're called cooks. We ran into the kitchen accidentally.
We're coming out here.
Yeah.
We run into the kitchen.
We're in the wrong
like,
place. We're the wrong thing. I went, put the fucking shots and Russ wasn't anything around.
That's what it took us a while to
I'm
get
like-
here, man. Like,
Wow.
but we gotta go.
Thank you guys for making me a sandwich. And I mean,
Yeah, we gotta go.
How did this all start for you guys? Because I know you have a heavy industrial influence with the
Yeah.
Hansel and Gretel, and it's very subtle in the music where, you know, it's not overwhelming. It's just good rock and roll, but you definitely hear it there.
Yeah. Well, you gotta, industrial music is, to me, it's really great, but the problem is it tends to box itself in.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't allow, and people who are industrial fans are only industrial fans, and, you know, they're like, oh, yeah, we don't listen to that other stuff, you know, it's not happening. You know, it's kind of like people who are into goth,
Right.
They just refuse to do anything else.
Yeah, if it's not The Cure or Bauhaus,
Yeah,
it's like we're not going to.
done being depressed. But what we've discovered is if we add different elements to it, you bring in a much broader base of fans. A. B. It opens up the ability to write so much more. You can take on so many different things, from whether it's Michael Jackson to Sting to Hansel and Gretel or Frontline Assembly or Rammstein for that matter. Any genre that seems to have something that you like, we can apply to what we do. You just have to be clever about it. And fortunately, we've managed to find a formula that works for Madlife.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, big time. Now, when you were doing Angry Sonnets to the Soul, did you purposely make your lyrics to be sonic-like? Because they really worked out to be sonnets.
Right.
Yeah. So I fought a lot of people on that title. I'm like,
I mean, that must be a bitch to not only compose a song and an idea and a story frame around, but then you've confined yourself to a sonnet. Was that a tough writing process for the band, for you as a lyricist?
no, it's really strange because the guys, what they'll do is they'll come up with either a riff or some sort of tone when we're writing on Pro Tools, and they can attest to this. I'll just go, yay, or wow, I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
The moment I go, wow, I really like that, they vacate and I write.
Okay.
And I write with melody lines and all the different ideas will come out, and then we all get back together and then we start throwing everything at it. Does this work? Does that work? How does this feel? Does that move along this piece? And then when we get a producer involved, it then evolves again. So it doesn't necessarily start off one way, it'll end a different way. It's rare that we have a song that starts exactly the way it was written. We've had a couple of songs that do that. Just One Gun was one of them,
Mm-hmm.
but Angry Sonnets was not. And on this new stuff, Carlos and I wrote a track, and it turned out completely different than where we started.
Different song.
It's
Oh,
a
wow.
completely different song. It
But
has,
it's still the same song.
yeah, it's still the
Yeah.
same
Same
song.
but different.
And then we wrote some other stuff that was specifically for a certain group of people, and I told him what I was doing, and he was like, "Oh, that sounds really cool," and then trying to get that to stay within the framework is very difficult, because you committed yourself to this idea,
Right.
but then you start to branch out, and you're like, no, that's going away from where we want it to be. So, but it's fun. It really keeps it challenging for everybody. Everybody's writing abilities is so much better. I find myself doing a lot of this now because everybody's got so many great ideas.
You guys have really gelled and kind of.
Yeah, you just have to. Sometimes you just have to go. This is just turning out so much better than I wanted it to be, and my bar is pretty high. And sometimes you just got to sit there and go, if I can just polish that, perfect. Add different. And we've now sat down and we start. Okay, does that word work? Does this word work? It's very difficult to maintain that inside of a framework.
Mhm.
But if you can find people who understand how and what we're trying to accomplish,
But make them play.
yeah.
Play that shit, bitch. Wow. Can I say bitch?
You can say, yeah, fuck yeah. Fuck yes, you can say bitch.
Too, on this cover, this album, first time we ever did a cover. It's making it to the album.
Yeah.
Is that the one we heard tonight? I don't want to give anything away, but.
No.
Oh, it's not?
No.
That's just a fun thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
everybody seemed to like that song when we play it live.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you saw the result.
Yeah. Yeah, people are going apeshit over it. Yeah.
That's just fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally, actually, that's one of the first times nobody's come up. It's kind of one of our things that we play that as a closer, and we almost always get another member from another band to come up and sing with us.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of our group song, like, okay, who showed up tonight? Oh, blah, blah, blah from 90, or blah, blah, blah from whomever.
Yeah.
And they get up and they'll play with us.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty much known when you come and you're in another band, you might get better know the lyrics.
With all the musical influences you guys have, I can only imagine what the cover could be. I'm expecting like Hocus Pocus by Focus or something that's like totally obscure. Like
You're not gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna come out of left field.
You're gonna go,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you'll love it. I mean, we had that one song was the hardest out of all the songs to figure out. We went through so many arguments about what to do, and this one, it finally, when we started playing it, it just fit, and then it was actually a song that we made our own, and that was the big argument. Like, we have to do this. We can't just play a cover just to play a cover. And
Right.
It's like when I think of like Blue Monday, I only think of Orgy. I don't even think of
New Order.
New Order,
Right.
because Orgy like made it a ton better, you know. And so I said, I want to do something like that, and I think we did.
Yeah, I
so,
think we've done it.
Yeah.
Even coming down to actually writing additional melodies and verse parts that are not in the original, like completely. Yeah.
We did everything we could to that song, and then the end result was perfect. Though it really does. It's great.
And you listeners, you're like,
Yeah, but other kids like it.
yeah.
Well, growing up, each of you individually, what was like the first album that you can recall of making you just say, "Yep, music. That's what I want to do for my life." Was there one album that just caught you, or was it a song?
Kiss Alive 2 record for me.
Yeah.
That was it. Since
Shock Me.
Yeah, I like
That's a great.
like when
That's a good
the
song.
double, I had the double album, and like when you open it up, you see the live stage, and like the fire's going up, the drum kit's like 100 toms, and he's way up in the air, and I'm like a little bitty kid, and I'm like, that's what I want to do. And then of course you play the songs, and you hear the crowd like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you get goosebumps, and as soon as you did that, that's it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sold.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
When you get the goosebumps, that's it.
ACDC's Back in Black.
That's it.
Yeah.
All
Which
I wanted
one?
to do was be half as cool as Angus Young. Man.
Yeah.
Back in Black. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
It
hell of
was
an album.
actually, that kind of got me in. That's one of my things. I think somebody left a tape of Blizzard of Oz, actually. I didn't know what it was. I just got a tape. And it was Dire of Madman and Blizzard of Oz on a cassette. And that got me in. I was totally into it and listening to it, had no idea. And then somebody gave me Back in Black. I could read AC/DC on it. That's in the days of cassette.
Such a great album.
Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Have a drink on me, back. There was no wasted songs on that album. At
Good
all.
stuff, man.
What about for you, Carlos?
See, we Latinos, we don't have rock and roll,
You know what?
so we were chasing monkeys and throwing coconuts in my island.
You said
So-
mangoes before, man.
Yeah, nah. Iron Maiden, Life After Death.
Oh,
shit.
Power Slave Tour,
Yeah.
85, yeah.
And then after that became Fear of the Dark and Sepultura Chaos AD.
No.
I went to both shows. Fear of the Dark 94 tour in Puerto Rico. Then the next day, the same venue, Sepultura Chaos AD.
Oh, wow.
It's like I was like a little.
It's just like metal heaven. Yeah.
I was never the same. But here we go.
What about you, Phil, the lyric master?
I've got quite an eclectic background. My uncle,
Yeah.
he's considerably older than me. I think he's in his 60s now. Sat me down one day and he played.
Very minimal.
No, thank you. I wish you were here by Pink Floyd.
Oh, man.
And he made me. He literally sat me in the corner. He goes, "You need to listen to this." And I was like, I can't remember how old I was. I was tiny. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, but I sat there and I just listened to it, and then he flipped it over and I listened to it, and I listened to it, and I listened to it, and I was like, holy crap, this is really a creative.
It's a complete concept album. It's
Yeah,
just real.
I just thought it was
Just that
a
blues
brilliant-
guitar, yeah.
Just the whole thing was just kind of an eye opener. Then he took me way back to Slade.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Because
England,
yeah, anybody who was my age and then heard Quiet Riot do it, you'd never know who Slade was.
No, but you got Merry Christmas, Everybody, and then Quiet Riot covered two of their songs.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that stuff until he told me.
Yeah.
I think it was like.
And then they had a resurgence in the 80s with Run, Run Away, My Oh
I
My.
think so.
Hey, you know your music.
My uncle was never really into the new stuff,
Mhm.
and then it just took me fumbling around to figure out what I really liked. And I think probably one of the albums that had the most impact on me, 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine.
Okay.
Just really, and then Front 242. Really liked Front 242. And they, just from a visual aspect,
hmm
I've never seen anything like that live. I've never had the privilege of seeing 9 Inch Nails, but when I saw Front 242, I was like, what? It was just a visual assault. And it was, the entire night was planned from before they went on, the opening act. They didn't leave anything to chance. They kind of had this strange little.
Just orchestrated perfectly.
Yeah,
like
all the music was orchestrated before the band went on. So sometimes you go see a band, and all of a sudden out of nowhere they're playing like Olivia Newton-John or something.
Yeah,
What the
there's-
fuck?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to hear that.
Yeah.
Not now. This was not like that. Apparently, whatever they did with the venue, they sat the venue down and said, "This is what we're doing. This is our night. Fuck you." And by the time the band hit the stage, and it took about 35, 40 minutes between bands, but you didn't notice it because you just kind of hang out and the music started off very quiet.
Yeah.
And they just build, bang, band's on stage. I was like, holy shit. And they just built such an amazing vibe in the venue. And everybody just, wow. It's really cool.
It's awesome.
And then obviously Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saved metal in the 90s big time.
Dude, I saw that show, and I was like, people were jumping out the second floor balcony.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
It was fucking mayhem.
Craziest pit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. By far. And I saw Slayer, and people were insane. 2,000
Yeah.
people doing a pit.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys from Hell,
Yeah, Pantera
it was lunacy.
I never saw them live. Slayer I've seen plenty of times, and they get pretty nutty, but
Pantera was
Oh
a
my
different
God,
animal.
Pantera was just
Yeah.
vicious.
Never.
They just came out and it was like a sledgehammer.
I think the worst pit I ever saw was probably Terror. They're a hardcore band from LA. Yeah. It was. I wasn't expecting it. It was the Sounds of the Underground tour. I went with a friend of mine who was all into As I Lay Dying at the time. This is back in I was 6 in Gibson.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and they come on, and all of a sudden, the singer, Vogel, Scott Vogel, he's like, "There's 10,000 of you, and 12 of those security guards. I want everyone to rush the front." And the whole place just went apeshit. People are moshing in the seats, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking die. This is terrible."
I saw that show in Philly, and I was part of the demolition crew.
Yeah, people like kick spinning and it's like just nuts. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't signing up for that.
You're gonna get killed.
Yeah, I'm trying to get stabbed. So where's the best place for people to find you guys right now that want to keep up with Madlife? And because you got a huge show coming up with Queensryche up in the Bay Area.
Facebook is where we go. Carlos is like constantly on it, and we've got it's probably the best place to check us out.
Instagram.
And if you can go Instagram.
Anywhere in Hollywood, because you're always out and about.
Yeah.
You're like at every show like happening in Hollywood. You're always there.
I like it. We do the whole Hollywood scene. Skinnies on Wednesday with Scum. These are check their A&R.
Mm-hmm.
So he hosts this rockaholic open jam for everybody. So I'm always
like having out karaoke.
Oh, really?
I'm always
Yeah, like a 25 song list or something like that. Everybody can sign up and play anything you want. There's a full band, so anybody gets up, you want to play drum, if you want to sing, do anything you want.
All Schecter too.
And you get some.
Oh, really?
You get some big artists
nice,
up there.
yeah.
Like you'll be up there playing with, Fear Factor up there.
Patrick from Heaven Below, he's always there playing.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's always like, pretty much Heaven Below plays the rockaholic jam band. So you just gotta do you know how to sing, play bass, play drums.
Or you can just get up there and dance on the boxes with the go-go girls.
You can do that too.
Yeah. Two go-go girls are they're with us right now.
Right on. Well,
That sounds so bad. They're doing the bus, like, Hey.
as far as bands that are coming out of LA or that have come out, you guys are by far just risen. There's this level that just people can't match. Like you say, like I feel bad for bands that have to open up for you. There's an energy there, there's a sound, there's a production. It's everything that you could possibly want to hear. And it's great seeing you out in Orange County tonight. And I know you guys were just in Phoenix a while back. You did a thing with Power Man 5000. And
I did.
Yeah,
that was you. Oh,
I played for my friends from Deadbolt.
Okay.
They just borrowed me for a couple of shows.
Oh, did they? Okay.
They're really good. They're really good friends of
You're
mine.
like everywhere. It's like one day you're in Sacramento, the next day you're like.
That's not stop. Like I'm still tired.
Yeah, right. One of these days you're gonna.
Yeah, but we did the whole Power Man thing. Like we're really good friends with the whole camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's like we're all friends. We met the guy from Deadbolt and NAMM. We played a whole bunch of shows with them, and I'll be like, "Can you play baseball?" Like, I got nothing to do.
Like, why not?
I'll be there and I'll be back. Like, this is my number one band. By the way, I'm saying.
That's right, Madlife.
No, I love Deadbolt. They're my brothers. So yeah, but Matt.
And what's the rest of the year looking for you guys? Like,
Hectic as hell.
yeah, well that's good. Busy's good, right?
Yeah.
We should be doing some shows. We're going to go into a radio show.
Doing Vegas.
We're going to do Vegas and a radio show in New Mexico for a couple dates, and then we're doing our radio markets up in Pacific Northwest, and then I think we're in Europe for a month with El Nino in November.
Oh, right on. And I know you've said before, you've always had a special connection to Spokane, like it's one of your favorite places, I think you said, to play.
Those are fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Is that, I was always wondering, I was going to ask you, is that what?
National radio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that
Completely.
love.
It was that same thing. We went up and they were spinning us on the station, and we did this show called Too Broke to Rock,
Mm.
and we were playing with another band, and they were headlining, and we were just, we were supposed to come in and just do the opener thing. So that's what we did. They were not happy. They were very upset with us. We just decimated
Just
that show.
destroyed.
Oh my God, it was. I had a good time. I think everybody else had a good time. They did not have a good time because they came on after it was like.
Yeah, then the big festivals and then everything like up there, that they got uninvited and we got put in their spot. They weren't happy.
Yeah, because we ended up playing with 5
Well,
Feet
then
Death Punch.
we started getting more traction on the
Korn.
radio.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
That's not bad.
that was.
People are like, we don't want to play with Madlife anymore. They make us look bad.
Well,
But you guys bring it, and it's great to see that you guys are getting out and getting the word out.
Dude, you gotta think about it. What's the best job in the world to have? You're a rock star. What do? Yell at people all night long? Fuck, okay. Why do I sign up for that?
Yeah, right?
How does that suck? You travel in a tour bus all the time? Okay. Get off in some city? Okay. There's a room full of people? Okay. Go yell at them.
Boobies.
See some cool things you've never seen, different towns, cities.
When we did Dallas? Yeah, when we did Dallas, I made one of our friends from Rivethead take me on the same path that Kennedy took.
Oh, did you really? Oh, shit.
So,
I did the same in New Mexico. This girl took me to see Breaking Bad's car wash and
oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I skip out and you want to go see the house? Got in the car, come on.
Yeah.
Like, went around, I came back with she said, where you been? Don't ask.
Yeah.
It's like being on vacation.
Yeah, dude.
But I
Never
skip.
We went to the Alamo and we were in San Antonio, right? Yeah, that's where it is. And I got thrown out. That was fun.
Oh, you pulled an Aussie.
Yeah.
Did you pee on
I
it?
didn't know. I have no idea. I'm Canadian. What the fuck you want from me? I'm walking around with my cell phone. I'm talking to a friend of mine in the Netherlands. I'm like, dude, I'm in the Alamo right now. So tap, tap, tap. Obviously, two guys grab me and take me outside.
Oh shit! You don't talk on a cell phone in the elements.
Yeah, I had no idea, dude.
Wow, I know. Yeah, who would have
I
thought?
didn't know that either. Because I was on mine too, and I saw him get tossed, and I'm like, click.
Yeah.
I knew you couldn't show up in a dress and whiz because Ozzy made that very clear, but
Yeah.
I didn't know the cell phone thing.
Fucking Aussie fucked it up for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Ozzy screwed it up.
But,
Right. Thank you guys for having us out tonight. It's always a pleasure. You guys fucking rock it every single time. Love you guys. Madlife, check him out. You won't be sorry.